The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the May 13th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope each and every one of you had a terrific turnaround Tuesday out there. Let's make sure that each of us do everything we can to have an extraordinary Wednesday. Of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I, we can make that one little 2x4 shift out there. We can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. I'm grateful for your presence here today. Absolutely grateful. And I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in at 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, you can reach out to us at 727-445-1044. This is Wonderful Wednesday. Of course, it is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got Dow futures off about 8 points, trading at 18,021. S&P futures up a couple points at 2,097. NASDAQ, which we're going to watch like a hawk today, that's trading up 12 points at 44.33. Russell 2000 up a couple points. U.S. dollar index back 586 ticks right now, trading at 94.01. We've got the euro on the move. It's going to go ahead and test or threaten that descending price channel. We'll see if there's a real breakout or if that's going to act as resistance. Pièce de résistance. We've got Goldilocks up $12, trading at 12.04. We'll see if that move is real. If it should be, we'll take a look at a short-term chart, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Silver up 50 cents. That's up 3% this morning. She's trading at 17.02. Light sweet crude up 53 pennies. That's trading at 61.28. Quick peek across the globe out here. See what we've got going on over in Europe right now. The DAX is off 33 points. Is that any big deal inside the DAX? Well, inside the DAX, price just really traveling within that little descending price channel that we can see out here. It doesn't give us any clue as to what it wants to do. It's just kind of mid-stroke at this stage of the game. In the case of the FTSE trying to threaten and break out back above that 69.50.60 level. You're really just above it right now. We know that's a important level for us to watch on the weekly charts out here. So we've got a couple more days to see if the FTSE can again reject those 1999 highs. Though it's a consolidation top out there, it makes sense that it just simply, it's been so comfortable trading within this trading range out here. It's struggling to just totally break out. If we go ahead and can I show you the FTSE? Sure, I can show you the FTSE out here. Here's the FTSE right there. All my charts, when I talk about them, folks, are in the upper right-hand corner out there. If I don't actually go ahead and expand the chart. If we go take a look at what's going on inside of the Shanghai, closed down 26 points. No big deal last night, as we see here. The Shanghai, what do we know about it? Just simply working out that over-bought condition by working sideways. There is nothing bearish here. In fact, if the Shanghai takes out the 47.91 level, that's going to be just a humongous A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. If we take a look at the where are we at? Hang Seng off 157 points last night. Hang Seng really not doing a whole lot. Just simply after that big, huge 1,600-point move on April the 9th. Ever since then, that was a pretty exhausting move. Not exhaustive move out here, just an exhausting move. It's really the most bullish pattern right now, just simply working off the overbought condition by working sideways. If we take a look at the Nikkei was up 140 points, 0.7% out here. It too really just simply traveling, consolidating sideways. No major topping pattern that looks to be in place inside of the Nikkei. It wants to get up to that 20,809 level next before then going ahead and attacking the 26,934 area. That's what's going on in those markets. So what's going on in our markets out here? That's an excellent question. Well, let's take a look at gold first. Normally, I don't start there, but we've got gold up, what is it, up $12. So let's take a look at the daily chart here for gold. Now, the daily chart here for gold is unimpressive as can be. And I say it's unimpressive as can be because it's still, even with it being up today, it's not doing anything more than it has done here since really April Fool's Day, probably a little bit earlier than that. In fact, but I like it, and we'll use April Fool's Day as that spot. So it's done diddly. Intraday, different story. Now, let's go see why, if gold's going to break out, then why Stevie says it ought to happen like now. It ought to happen today. And if we take a look at what gold has done, I'm just switching down to a 30-minute chart out here, and we can see this nice wide-ranging bar and some accelerated volume as we came into the 9 a.m. session out here. Now, if we take a look at A to B equals CD patterns out here, we'll just start with our A point. I'm just going to start right down here at 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 on May the 12th. That was yesterday morning. That's our A point. Your B point up here, this nice little wide-ranging bar, right? Markets are not supposed to end on wide-ranging bars out there. That's your B point. C point is this little retracement down into the 9:30 session here yesterday. What we can see is that the one-to-one A to B equals CD pattern 1204, 1203.90 exactly, was hit with that wide-ranging bar and accelerating volume. Folks, when you complete a D point, that's what we're referring to here, when the one-to-one is the D point. Now, the D point can be 1-to-1, 1.272, 1.618, can even be 2. Hey, let's face it, it can be more than that. It can be 2.618. It can be pi out there if it's really hungry and it's really on a trend. In this case, though, what gold ought to do is at least get to 1208.42. That's your 1.272. And really, the A to B equals CD pattern could be a little bit larger than that. It could actually be, let's go take a look at this. Let's start all the way back down here at May 11th low. We'll make that our A point. Here's our B point. Here's our C. A 1205 shows you what in essence has been hit. So 1210 would be the next target. Coming into that with a wide-ranging bar like that says that 1211 ought to be no problem, even 1216. If it can't do that out there, all right, so here we're looking at the 30-minute chart. If it can't do that, then, it's not doing anything more than it has done in the past, and for the past month, more than a month out here as we take a look at Goldilocks. So I'm impressed by what it did during that 8:30 9 o'clock session. But I'm unimpressed as we speak right now until it really breaks, above those 1.272. And then it's going to be a matter of what happens on a retracement out here. So that's what's going on inside of Goldilocks. So we go take a look at the silver. Let's go do that, up 43 cents, trade down at 16.90. This is on a daily basis now, has completed its 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Now it's coming in there with a wide-ranging bar, 16.95. That's the way you like to see a D point attacked. It's got a wide-ranging bar. If this is going to break out, silver is going to move up to 17.26 and get up to that. So we don't even have to go down into an intraday chart here. We take a look at silver. So if metals are getting ready to move, we're going to see them move higher throughout the day with some conviction. And if they don't, it's got to make you say, something to think about. So that's what's going on inside of the metals market. If we go take a look at light sweet crude, let's just stay here, get the commodities out of the way here early this morning. Light sweet crude up just a tad, trading out at 61.27. We know that light sweet crude has been in a nice rising price channel out here. It's been able to hold those areas. Looks like what it wants to do is go test this little shooting star candle out here. That high is 62.58, and you close above 62.58. Would be bullish, but that also says that what it's likely to do is run into the top of this rising price channel. Today, that would be around 64.21. That would be a large move, but it's not impossible. I am possible. If we go take a look at the currency pairs out here, let's go do that, get a feel for what's going on in the currency. Well, I can take a look at natural gas. Let's go take a look at that because we have had natural gas on the move. That's back 2 pennies as we speak. Natural gas on its way up to a price point of $3.05. Very good chance it's headed up to $3.15 out here. We've not seen any kind of bearish reversal. Signals on a daily basis. No reason for it not to be able to go make that move out there. Now back to the currency pairs. Let's go take a look at the euro versus the U.S. dollar index, trading out at about the 113 and change level. What do we know about 113 and change? Well, guess what? A little bit higher. We're going to see that euro run smack dab right into that potential resistance area of that descending price channel. It's acted as resistance for a long time. A break above that and a close above the high from May the 7th out there. That price of 113. What was it, 113.91 out there. That would be a big move. Could even be an A to B equals CD to the upside. I would say, my price objective here on a break, I think it's in the 117 area, and that is nothing more than a simple retracement from the high in December of last year to the low this year. So that takes us pretty close to that 117. I kind of screwed up there. There we go. Was about 117.63, and that's so now the euro can't make that move until it can break above the descending price channel out there. But we ought to see a test of that sometime today. Might not be during the first 2 hours of the trader's edge, but we ought to see that today. If we take a look at the euro, Japanese yen out here right now, this thing is also showing that it is trying to break out. It's got to get above the high here. Also from May the 7th, that price point is 135.99. If we can see that move out here, then we ought to see the U.S. markets continue their tranche higher out there. Great British Pound, let's take a look at it just to close out these currency pairs. Great British Pound here looks strong like a bull. That ain't no bull. That's headed to the $1.60 level. In fact, it is very likely headed to beyond $1.60. I would easily make the case that it's headed to the $1.63 level out there. If you're headed to the UK, you might want to go ahead and convert those dollars to pounds right now, because it's only going to get, looks like at this stage of the game, looks like it's only going to get worse for your currency conversion out there. Japanese yen, let's go see what it's doing. That is actually pulling back this morning. That says that it's actually getting stronger versus the U.S. dollar index. If this thing were to move higher out there, boy, the U.S. dollar index would be pulling back big time between the pound, between the yen, between the euro out here. I think the Japanese yen may be the second weighting structure inside the U.S. dollar index. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index back about 596 ticks out here. I do have a 10-minute delay on this. This says that the U.S. dollar, it's really all going to be about the euro. What's the euro going to do when it gets up to the top of that descending price channel? That's where I would be making my decisions with regard to, the UUP, if that's a ETF that you're trading out there, or whatever other ETFs there might be for the U.S. dollar index. Now, we've got our futures. Let's go take a look at our futures. Let's quickly turn over here. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ. I do believe it's all about the NASDAQ today. If we take a look at what I'm referring to, we can see that the NASDAQ, this is a 120-minute chart here for the NASDAQ futures. We can see the descending price channel, very much like when we took a look at the euro out there. Price this morning, about 4 a.m., was able to get above the top of that descending price channel. Now we've seen price come back and test that area. If this is going to be a real break, and it could be a real break. Yesterday we talked about the fact that this could be setting up an A to B equals CD to the upside. If, in fact, the NQ can hold this descending price channel out here, then what we're going to be looking at is an A to B equals CD pattern. I'll show you what that is as soon as I install that tool out here. There we go. We got that on our screen, and this is a possibility out here. We cannot deny that this is a possibility. I'm not going to deny it's a possibility that you would take the NASDAQ up into the 4506 level. At this stage of the game, what we know is this has acted as resistance. There's no reason to think that it's not going to continue to act as resistance. But once we get above 4460, 450, if in fact we do that, you can expect to move to 4506, maybe even 4542. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back, folks. Do you know the 7 most critical factors that influence every decision you make, and how not knowing these will jeopardize the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve? I'm Steve Rhodes, morning host of TFNN.com, and for the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets of human growth, the same formulas used by leaders of nations, billionaires and millionaires, and the most successful athletes on the planet. Would you like to break through any obstacle that gets in between you and the success you deserve? Would you like to turn fear into strength? If you could find a way to achieve, be fulfilled, and live a life of meaning, wouldn't you want to know the answer? I'll teach you the factors that control your state of mind and the drivers that impact every thought, emotion, behavior, and action we take in my new webinar, The Psychology of Trading. Join me for this 2-part online event where I'll unveil the secrets to human pattern recognition, because they're not what you think. And soon, you'll have the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on The Psychology of Trading to begin your journey now.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures up 4, so flat market out there. S&P's up 4.5, Nasdaq up 16. So we took a look at the hard commodities. We took a look at the soft commodities, currencies out there. We took a look at international markets. Let's go check out a few things that are moving in the pre-markets out here. Let's look at to the downside. We've got DuPont. DD is a ticker symbol. Looks like, what's the deal here? I don't see what's going on with DuPont, but it closes 74.85, trading at about $70 right now. Let's go take a look at it. $70 is going to take it down to where, no big, well, $70 going to take it all the way back. If it does open here, it's going to take it all the way back to its most recent swing point, April 22nd. Now, this thing actually broke out with wide price spread, accelerated volume. Let's look at a couple things on this DuPont chart here. Let me go ahead and clean it up. When I say clean up, it's going to turn off a couple of things here just to we'll leave the volume. There's nothing with regard to the relative strength indicator right now, so let's pull this back. So in the case of DuPont, we've got a couple of different kind of competing-ish patterns out here. Here we see a nice gap down, a nice sign of weakness, really two of them. There was a sign of weakness that began at the price level of 79.23, and then another one on the trading day of March 17th at 76.46. So that becomes your that becomes your real level of supply out here. Price has never made it up into that 76.46 level, but a real good indication that it wanted to on the trading day of April 27th, as we had 12.6 million shares to the upside. This says then that we're really looking at is if in fact it can hold 69.73, and that's what it's going to go challenge. It looks like at the open this morning. Now we're inside a trading range here between the 69 level and the 76 area inside DuPont. If it cracks through there, meaning 69.73, does it with any kind of conviction, which would be more than 5.71 million shares, then what you have is an A to B equals CD to the downside out here. And I don't know which it's going to be. We're going to find out most likely during the trading session today. But if we take a look at it's A to B equals CD pattern, so the other side, so it's best case, it's in a trading range. Worst case, DuPont is headed to the 64.88 area. And at 64.88, let me see what that does for DuPont. Whoops, 64.88 gets us all the way back into the trading day from October of 2014. That's got 12 million shares. So that's what's going on inside of DuPont, DD being the ticker symbol. Macy's trading to the downside here this morning. Guess retail sales were flat out there. 65.33 is where it closed. It's trading at 63.90. They also released numbers out here. Oh, it says they're going to do a $1.5 billion stock buyback. No surprise there. Who's not buying their stock back out there? Net income $193 million versus $224. What were their revenues out here? Revenue $6.2 billion, which was a decrease of less than 1%, 0.7% out there. Nonetheless, 63.95 is the number inside of Macy's. 63.95 is going to do what to it? 63.95 is going to take it below it's going to take it. Well, it's going to take it. It's going to test the May 6th swing point low, 63.54. If it can break that, the question is going to be, can it actually break through the February 24th low out here at 61.10? I would say if it does that, then you've got an A to B equals CD to the downside inside of Macy's. So we'll watch how that trades during the first hour or so. To the upside out here, you've got Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, what did they announce last night? Food and Drug Administration panel voted for something out there, but let's go take a look at it. Close at 124, trading at 131 right now. 131 is going to take it back into the swing point from April the 23rd out there. Only 1.6 million shares. This thing also had a high volume high that was tested. That was with 5.7 million shares. That was from March 20th, and that was tested and rejected with 1.6 million shares. Now it's going to try, and that was a little bit higher swing point. Actually, if Vertex can close above 137.50, it will, and it can do it with volume, which should be no trouble. It'll actually form an A to B equals CD to the upside out there. We'll take that. We'll look at that, how it opens, see how that trades during the first hour or so of trading. Also to the upside out here, we've got, let's see, you've got Delta. They were out with numbers, I believe, were they? No, they're just simply going to raise their dividend. Delta, though, 46.10 is what it closes. It's trading at 47.60. 47.60 doesn't do a whole lot for Delta at this stage. Really just been consolidating sideways after one huge move off the lows in October. Looks a little bit like just really the general markets out here. So not much to report on with regard to Delta. Williams Partners LP, they're going to acquire what? Williams to acquire 247 million public units of Williams Partners. Okay, so you've got just some internal stuff going on. Well, we take a look at we'll get back from this break here. Let's go see how this market is going to, how this market's going to pop. Is it going to pop? Is it going to drop? Is it just going to be another one of those choppy days out here? Are we going to get a little bit of trend for a day or two? This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow at 47 points, trade at 18,114. S&P is up about 10 at 2109. Composite up 32 points at 5,007. Russell 2000 up 4 at 1237. The DAX is flat. The FTSE's up 28 points. You've got gold up $14, silver up 43 cents. Light sweet crude up 50 cents. Leading the charge. The upside it is Williams Partners WPZ up 25%. That's up $12, but that's on some type of I don't know, buyout. I didn't really pay attention much to what was going on. Vertex Pharmaceuticals up about $6. Palcorp up $6. Google's up $5. Danaher Corp up $3. One OK. I wonder if that's really the name of it. One OK. OKE is the is the ticker symbol out there. That's up 8%. You've got Amgen up about $3. Rand Gold up 3%, up 230. We did notice yesterday when we did the second hour of the Tom O'Brien show that by 4 p.m. the GDX was able to take out its resistance point out here. So we'll take a look at that area to the downside. ResMed, RMD down 8%. I'm sorry, down 13% off $8. Easy Chip Semiconductor up 25% this morning. That's a stinger. That's off $5. DuPont down 4. Zillow down 270. So let's go take a look at some of these equities, see what they're doing. Let's go look at the ones to the downside here, get a feel what's going on inside of ResMed. RMD is the ticker symbol. Gapping down, looks like the second gap here. No three-gap play, no exhaustion. So no exhaustion, where is this headed to? Well, ResMed is headed to the last breakout that it had. So this is likely headed into the $48.10, $50.86 area. And I'd have to say really right back here, more like 46.49, which is this wide-ranging bar down here from August 4th, 2014. RMD is the ticker symbol. I hope you are not a holder of ResMed. Let's take a look at EZ Chip. Hope you're not a holder of EZ Chip. That's down 25% this morning. That is a big stinger to the downside. Where is this headed to? Let's put this on a longer-term chart to get a feel for where EZ Chip Semiconductor is headed to. This is headed all the way back here to the swing point from 2008. How about that? How's that for a nasty-looking stock chart? It's not there yet, but very likely headed into the 563 to 960 area out there, all the way back to the lows back in 2008. EZCH is the ticker symbol. Let's look at Zillow. Z being the ticker symbol here. That's off a couple of bucks, a couple of percent. As we take a look at the weekly chart here, first for Zillow, nice big hammer candle, a high volume hammer candle out here. Looks like Zillow really just consolidating between 8107 and this high volume weekly candle session from February the 16th at the price level of 133. There is your consolidation area. 90.99 ought to, like Agent 99 in Get Smart, ought to be a decent support level for us. But big hammer, a big high volume weekly bar, high volume daily bar. It's not unthinkable that that will not be tested. But first, you got to clear down below 91.92. At some point in time, I do expect we will see Zillow get up into the 133-ish area and test that high volume high out there. To the continuing with the equities to the downside out here. Let's see, what do we got? Percentage-wise, Rice Energy, Rice Aroni, RICE is the ticker symbol. That's trading at 2009. Is there anything gap down a little bit here this morning? 100 million shares in it. Yesterday did 1 million shares the upside. So you do have some volume coming out of this thing. What is it? Where's the supply line out here inside of Rice Energy? I don't really see it. It needs to hold 23.74 is what it looks like it needs to hold out there. Now, to the upside, what have we now? Let's go take a look at McKesson Corp. MCK is the ticker symbol. Drug distributor out here, and other things. A very strong stock and really showing its strength again today. Looks like they did have earnings yesterday. This is taking out a swing point out here, a little consolidation with inside of McKesson. That consolidation between 232 and 220. So a $12 consolidation. That says about 246 is the price point objective of McKesson. Volume today is 184,000 shares, taking out 927,000 from March the 23rd. So about 246 ends up being the price projection for it. Let's take a look at also moving to the upside out here. One Partners, OKS is the ticker symbol. One OK. That has got a nice wide-ranging bar, does it not? That is a beauty off of the bottom. So you got wide-ranging, you got accelerating price, wide-ranging bar. After coming back and testing this swing point with one that had 1.5 million shares back in December, the tests were on 1.4. 885, 863, and then yesterday 568,000. Not enough to bust it down. Now it's going to go ahead and try at least its most recent swing point in April is up at the 42.75 level, but more likely this should head up to $47 and change. OKS being the ticker symbol out there. I mentioned yesterday that as we took a look at gold, let me find that chart here, gold GDX view. There we go. So we take a look at this. On the left-hand side, you've got the current gold contract. You know, as I pointed out to you, I'll only be enthused if we see on the intraday basis, we see gold just simply motor through and move higher out there. If we don't, you know, it's just it's uninteresting is what it is. Now, in the case of the Gold Vectors Miners ETF, the GDX out here, yesterday just closed slightly above its market profile resistance area. Now today it is taking on that swing point. Let's go take a look at it. That's the swing point here from the trading day of April 29th. Only 48 million shares. You've done 3.5 million in 10 minutes of trading out there. The high has not been hit, 2090. That ought to be hit today. And if it's taken out, then you just have this little nice rising price channel inside of the GDX. We were showing you the descending price channel. Now let's go take a look at the rising price channel out here. Whoops, that's not going to work. Let's go take a look at the rising price channel again. What we'll have to do is Steve will just have to color these a little bit for you. So that looks like probably a pretty decent price channel out here. There we go. Let's move this back. We'll color them in. Come on, don't do that. There we go. We're on live air out here. I'm just speaking to my system. Hey, you got to speak to your systems out here. If you don't speak to your systems, I mean, we'll make that a red for the descending one that it broke out of. So now we got some color differential there. There we go. Okay, so we got the yellow lines. That's our rising price channel here. And the GDX ought to go test the highs and probably try to bump its head right into that. If that were today, that's going to give you a price objective of about 21.28 before it runs into any kind of resistance out there. And that is on the GDX. If we take a look at some of the equities, go see what they're doing. The weighting structure inside the GDX, you've got Gold Corp. So let's go take a look at it. GG being the ticker symbol. Gold Corp here has struggled for a long time to get above its supply area of $20.03 to $20.46. Expect that to at least go try to test that $20.03 to $24.06 level out there. A break above that would be very good, very impressive. We do have a nice little hammer candle back here in Gold Corp. That was on May the 7th. Any close above $20.46 is going to give you about a $3 breakout of a consolidation that says you got about 23.50 and change or so for its price move on any close above 20.46. We've got Barrick Gold. ABX is the ticker symbol out here. Barrick Gold, that had completed a 1 to 2, A to B equals CD. And then it went ahead and pulled back, did a nice little retracement out here. Let's go check out that retracement. Let's go see what it actually was doing. We don't need these lines of supply out here. I was able to take those out big time. Let's go take a look at the retracement here from low to high. The low inside of Barrick Gold is from March the 17th all the way to the high out here on April 29th. Only makes a 0.382 retracement. Barrick Gold is strong like bull and one of the top 5 weightings inside of the GDX out there. Agnico Eagle, AEM, also very strong looking stock chart out here. Let's go see what it is doing, where this thing, where this thing is headed to, see if we can figure that out. It's headed all the way back out here to test its highs from February 5th, 2015. This is a stronger than market stock for sure. That high is 34.78. Only 2 million shares out there in the first 13 minutes of trading, 302,000 shares today. Taking that out would actually set up an A to B equals CD to the upside. Inside of Agnico Eagle, you'd be looking at an A to B price projection. If it can take out those highs, if gold, in fact, decides that it can break out, and you and I will know that when we watch the behavior over the next couple of hours out here, that would give you a price projection inside AEM at the $40.03 mark. But it likely is not going to do it without the movement in gold, and gold continuing to break out to the upside. All right, so we've got the Dow's up 57, the S&P is up 10 points. Let's go back and take a look at some of those other patterns. What pattern? Let's go back to this chart here. Let's do a look at a couple of things. One, let's look at that 120-minute chart here. So the 120-minute chart is one that is giving us a huge heads up that we could easily have an A to B equals CD to the upside B forming. And in order for that to happen, we're going to see a close above this session here from 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday, between 8 and 10 a.m. You say, what is that price? I say that price, by the way, is 44.6450. You see a move above 44.6450, then you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside that is forming inside of at least the NQ. Now, that actually, I know that might make the bears unhappy. However, what it would actually do is it would give you your first Gartley sell pattern off of a fairly significant move lower inside of the inside of the NASDAQ out here, inside the NQ. So let's go take a look at that pattern out here. Give me a moment. I will put the A to B equals CD pattern back on here. It wasn't. There we go. Put this. There we go. It's out there. Okay, close. All right. There's our A to B equals CD. Oh, I guess my system shut down. So here's the deal. At this stage, price is broken out of that descending price channel. Let's go change the color on this. That's going to just maybe confuse you if you're watching at home in HD. We don't want to confuse you out here. So here's our red lines is the descending price channel. Okay, so what do we know about it? That was the trend. The trend has been broken. We saw a close above that trend line earlier this morning. We saw price come back and test it into that 9 a.m. session, tested right now. We've seen a rejection of that price channel. So now what does that say? That says, okay, trend is changed. And is that trend going to change and get us above our most recent swing points? Again, that 44.64 level. Well, if it does that, then what we're going to see is a move up to the 45.07 area. At 45.07, that gets you to the 0.786 retracement. On the 120-minute time frame, that would then set up your potential, and I do say potential, Gartley sell pattern. So that would become the number. That, if this is really an extended move down, meaning that we are in the unfavorable seasonal cycle, and in fact we're going to move to the downside out here, then this is the type of pattern that you would actually like to see form out there. Of course, you don't want to see it form if you're short, because that old sphincter muscle starts to get relatively tight out here. But that would be the ideal pattern if that sets up. I'll let you know about it. With regard to what else is going on as we take a look at these charts here, this is 4 time frames for the NQ, 30-minute upper left. In the dead center is the 1-hour chart, the 60-minute. The right-hand side is the 120-minute. Then lower left, you go 240, 300, and then the daily chart. So what we know here is also inside of the NQ, with regard to 30, 60, and 120-minute, price is above any kind of resistance of its market profile out there. So bullish on those 3 time frames. You get down below on the 4-hour, the 5-hour, and the daily charts out here. They all have resistance at the 44.62 area. We'll call it 44.63. So that becomes our number to be watching inside of the NQ. If we see it close above that 44.63 level, then what that says is, well, hey, you're looking at 44.6450 as the swing point. That's then going to confirm for us that there should be enough energy in the move to the upside in the NQ to get to that 45.07. Until that happens, we really don't have any more information other than that we have some pretty strong resistance at that 44.63-ish area inside of the NQ. I do believe it is the NQ that's going to be the indice, the index that we need to be watching. Now, why? Let's go switch over as what's going on inside the actual composite out here. Well, we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, and again, this chart means diddly squat to us until 4 p.m. But what it does have is a meaning right now at 9:48 a.m. And at 9:48, what we can see is that the NASDAQ composite's price oscillator has squeaked its way above the 0 line. When you get above the 0, it tells you that the sellers have just simply been thrown off of the ship out here. They have lost control. They've lost their vigor. Now, this is a tool and an indicator much better utilized as you come into the end of the day out here. But if we finish a day like this, then that's going to tell us that the buyers at least are in control. When buyers are in control, then you have to take a look at those buy patterns that are in place and where price should be heading to. Doesn't mean it will happen, but you've got to say, hey, you've got to favor one side of the market or the other, right? We take a look at those market profiles. That's the beauty of utilizing market profiles as well, right? You hear John Logan talk about it all the time. You can eliminate one side of the market. Well, guess what? The price oscillator, the summation index, allows us to do the same thing out here, and just allows us to confirm other patterns. And when we take a look at the different time frames, as you and I just did on the 30, 60, 90, 120, 240, 300 daily out there, that helps us. The Dow itself, its price oscillator was above 0, has been above 0 ever since the trading day of what? This was May the 7th out here. And the Dow in that price oscillator being above 0, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That price oscillator being above, I really didn't mean to do that. Okay, at least I didn't delete it. There we go. That price oscillator being able to stay above 0. And yesterday's move, 200 points off of the bottom out there, from low to high in the futures market yesterday. That's pretty strong. It does say that the Dow wants to go test that swing point from March 2nd. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Do you know the 7 most critical factors that influence every decision you make, and how not knowing these will jeopardize the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve? I'm Steve Rhodes, morning host of TFNN.com, and for the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets of human growth, the same formulas used by leaders of nations, billionaires and millionaires, and the most successful athletes on the planet. Would you like to break through any obstacle that gets in between you and the success you deserve? Would you like to turn fear into strength? If you could find a way to achieve, be fulfilled, and live a life of meaning, wouldn't you want to know the answer? I'll teach you the factors that control your state of mind and the drivers that impact every thought, emotion, behavior, and action we take in my new webinar, The Psychology of Trading. Join me for this 2-part online event where I'll unveil the secrets to human pattern recognition, because they're not what you think. And soon, you'll have the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on The Psychology of Trading to begin your journey now.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 52, S&P's up 9, Composite's up 32, Russell's up 4 points. No reason for these markets to really give back these gains here today. Everything is in alignment for the markets move higher. Now, the S&P, probably will not move more than, let's see, it's at 2108. Probably won't move more than another 6 points. So I would say that at the it's at 20. What I say? It's at 2108. So about 2114, 2115 is likely the extent of the move. If it can take that level out, that would be strong leg bull out there. But and if the markets can't, if they start giving back their gains out here, it doesn't mean anything either. We're in this sideways, choppy-ish market. Expect to be in these choppy waters here for at least a few more days. At a minimum. And if we see things break out, we'll know they're going to break out. If you just come here and take a look at just simply the daily charts here for the ES. Here's an example of the ES. Here's the daily chart. Move this line up just a tad. Well, I can't. I won't do that. Darn it. At this stage here, 2109 is the number. I don't know why this thing doesn't hold, but and really, you've got to see it close above this high out here from April 27th, and that high is at 2119.75 inside the ES Mini. Now, it's not a bearish chart, that's for sure. Selling would be done from that 2109-ish area to 2119 area inside the futures contract, but it's certainly not bearish because it's not been able to push price lower when we take a look at the S&P futures contract out here. But any break above that, and we've got then you can forget about sell in May or maybe not until the end of May, which could be the possibility. And that's really what a breakout of these consolidation levels would communicate and say to us. But at this stage here, just expect some of that sideways choppy move out here. Composite price oscillator above zero. Dow above zero. New York Stock Exchange, not so much just yet. That has not been able to get above the zero. So, folks, if you're off to start your Wednesday, have a wonderful day. As always, thanks for joining us here at TFNN. And second hour of the Trader's Edge will be up in about, about 10, 11 minutes. We'll see you soon. Take care, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.